All right, topic 8, surface area and volume. So here is a picture of your formula sheet. You've seen this before. A couple reminders. You have this abbreviation chart down here that if you're not sure what one of the letters stands for, it's probably down in the abbreviation chart or it shows you in the picture. Also, this L that's in the cone and on the side of the pyramid, that stands for slant height. That's the one abbreviation that they don't tell you, or it's not quite as intuitive as H for height or R for radius. Another thing to be careful of is when it says little p and it says it's perimeter, but in these formulas here, it means it's the perimeter of the base. Surface area and lateral area. Surface area means cover all sides and the top and bottom. Lateral area means cover just the sides, not the top and bottom. So like here, lateral area would just go around the outside. Surface area is everything. Here, lateral area covers the triangle part, but not the circle on the bottom. And then lateral area here covers the tent looking part, but not the floor. So let's talk about what some of these words could mean. If they want you to find volume, they could ask you to say how much fills something, how much can it contain, how much can it hold, how much space is inside. It'll say 3D and it'll have cubic units, so inches cubed or something like that, the little 3. If it's looking for area, it might say something like paint the sides, cover, it lays flat, and it'll have square inches, so something like feet squared. So example number 1, a rectangular pyramid is shown. So it's nice they show me the shape, so I'm going to look for that same shape on my formula sheet. It's right here. And it asks me to find the volume. So volume equals 1/3 big B H. So big B is the area of the bottom, which is a rectangle. So I'm going to go back to my formula sheet and I'm going to look for the rectangle, which is right here. And the area formula is LW. So big base is going to, or big B, the area of the base is going to equal the length times the width. Well, here's my length and here's my width. So big B equals 12 times 9. Which when I put it in my calculator, gives me 108. So my volume equals 1/3, 108 times the height of my pyramid, which is 8. And if I type that all in my calculator, I get 432. So it's G. What if you needed the slant height? Like this formula doesn't have the little L, but lateral area and surface area do, and I have to find the side of that triangle. So if we lateral area, would go down the side here. That would be the lateral area. And then here we form a right triangle. Now since this whole side is 12, that means this part of the triangle would be 6. It told us our height would be 8, and we'd have to do the Pythagorean theorem. So if you needed to, you would set that up. Typically, if they don't give you the slant height, you're going to need the Pythagorean theorem. Example number 2. This container is composed of a right circular cylinder, so we need a cylinder formula, and a right circular cone. What is closest to the surface area of the container? Now, the surface area of the container is not the same as the surface area of these two shapes because the bottom of the cone is also the top of the cylinder, and those things aren't on the outside of this container. The surface area just means the outside. So what I need from the cone is just the triangle part on the triangle sort of shape on the outside. So that's really the lateral area of the cone. So I need the cone lateral area. I need this outside of the cylinder, so I need the cylinder lateral area, and then I need the area of the bottom circle. So cone lateral area is pi RL. The cylinder lateral area is 2 pi RH. And the area of the circle on the bottom, circle would be up here, area is pi R squared. So this would be pi, the radius of the cone. It's going to be the same as the radius of the cylinder. It gives me the diameter, so halfway would be 12. L is my slant height, which it shows me is 13. To simplify things, I'm going to just do 12 times 13, which is 490, then I have pi. Nope, sorry, that included the pi. So if I type that whole thing in, it comes out to about 490. For the cylinder, I'd have 2 times pi times 12 times 10, which gives me about 753. And pi times 12 squared is about 452. So I'm going to add those three things up, and that comes out to 1,196-ish. Because it says what is the closest. So our answers might be off by a little bit. Example number 3. A fish tank is the shape of a rectangular prism. Let's find that on our formula sheet. That's this one right here. It has these dimensions. What is the volume of the water when the tank is 4/5 full? So let's start with the volume formula. Volume is length times width times height. Which they gave us the measurements here. And since we want it when it's only 4/5 full, we're going to multiply that by 4/5. Type that in your calculator and you should get close to 1,920. Example number 4, the volume of a cube. So a cube is the same as a rectangular prism, just length, width, and height are all the same size. So length times width times height. What is the surface area? So we'll come back to that. So the volume would equal the side times the side times the side. So it has to equal x cubed, which we know this equals 64. We're going to cube root both sides. So we get that one side is 4. Our surface area formula says 2 LW plus 2 LH plus 2 WH. Well, all our length and widths and heights are the same. They're all 4. So 2 times 4 times 4, plus 2 times 4 times 4, plus 2 times 4 times 4. Type that all in your calculator, and you should get that our surface area is 96 centimeters squared. And example number 5. Given circle P, what is closest to the area of the shaded sector? So we need the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. We know our radius is 5. But that's going to give us the area for the whole circle. We just want this section here. Since the whole circle is 360 and we only want 1/30 of it, we're going to multiply by 1/30 out of 360. And when you type that in your calculator, we get approximately 28 centimeters squared. Go ahead and work on your practice problem.